Hey y'all, what's good, y'all? This your girl Betty. Welcome back to Teality Unfiltered. I know I've been gone for like a little while, and y'all ain't heard from me. Kids going back to school, so I had to go into mommy mode, but I'm back now, y'all. So, if you've been watching Baddies, I'm pretty sure you discussed it just like I am, like with the spitting and all that shit that's been going on. I'm not cool with it, and I'm not fucking with it. I have seen Big Lex on, you know, what it is, TikTok or whatever. And I have seen her up there saying that, she don't care what people have to say about her spitting. Well, you may not care right now about what people think when it comes to spitting, but you doing that and doing it on national TV is not really a good look for you, especially whatever brand that you're trying to build. I'm not fucking with that. I'm not cool with that. She wouldn't want nobody to spit on her. Now I understand, you were maced, but mace is a chemical versus you spitting, which is a bodily fluid. That shit in real life could get you an assault charge. And I also seen that Diamond, had her folk call you, and pretend to be, an officer on the case or whatever, and you were making claims about you were assaulted in London and all of that. Like it's too much with the show, like, and I really personally feel like the show really just lost its plot a long time ago. Really lost its plot after what season 3. Let's keep it 100. Like, some of these girls that came on the show, and some have come and left, and some are still here. And it doesn't make sense. Like, why are you guys still here? Like Rollie, you've been on the show with Chance and them. Then you got on Baddies. Then you went on to have your own show where you was showing that you had surgery or whatever. So it's like, at some point, when are you going to elevate? And really elevate off of Natalie's platform, because at the end of the day, that is Natalie's platform. It don't matter if y'all like her, hate her, indifferent, it don't matter. At the end of the day, it is still her network. And I feel like you should just go ahead on and go do your own thing. I may not agree with what the fuck Jocelyn be doing on the show with them girls, but at least she took a chance on herself, you feel me, and went and made her a whole nother network. Now, whether people watch it or not, that's cool, but hey, whatever. This time around, I'm gonna do something a little different. I'm not even finna do no recap. I'm just finna talk about each and every person on the show individually. Cause I really feel like some people serve a purpose and some people just they're not really good for the show. Like, I really think they should go. So first off, let's say I'm gonna start with Natalie first. I'm gonna start with the CEO, the head of the show. I feel like Natalie, you have done everything that you possibly can for Zeus, and I feel like you are a brand in itself. And I feel like as time go on, you really need to pass the baton to somebody else and give them an opportunity to, you know, soar with their brand. Now, what I'm finna say is probably gonna be crazy, but I really, really feel like Tommy would be the best person if she didn't have so much shit going on behind the scenes and stuff. I really feel like Tommy would be a good person to run Baddies. Reason I say that is because look at who she brought on the show. Cîroc. Cîroc, in my opinion, is my favorite out of all the baddies. The reason why is because, true enough, she came on the show hitting Biggie or whatever, and she also explained that, Tommy had called her and asked her to pull up because, some shit was going on with the girls on the show. She said she seen one of the girls, and one of the girls happened to be Biggie. And so she, pretty much stole off on that girl. So it's like now I kind of have a whole lot of respect for Cîroc because I feel like she did what she did, but then she turned around and knew what she did was wrong and she herself decided to pull Biggie to the side and also in front of everybody and say that she was sorry. You feel me? And she apologized, and that was some real shit. Now, whether Biggie accepted or not, that's her business. You know why? Because she was the person that was hurt in the situation, attack, however you want to put it. So at the end of the day, whether I feel any way, anybody else feel any way, nobody should feel nothing because Biggie was the person that felt it. Fast forward, like I really feel like Biggie is really bigger than that show. I feel like Biggie came on the show her personality. Yeah, in some situations she did come on the scene where she was doing a lot of stuff, and people didn't like her. But I feel like once she had lost her dude or whatever, she started changing. And unfortunately, you cannot make everybody happy. So some people are gonna hold on to what she did in the past versus what she's doing now. And I actually see elevation when it comes to Biggie. I feel like Biggie is doing her thing, but I feel like she needs to get off the show before it tarnishes her brand completely. I feel like Mariah is doing a lot on the show as well. And the reason I say that is because Mariah been doing a lot. She been doing that shit since she was on Love and Hip Hop. When she was on Love and Hip Hop, she was, doing some of the same crazy stuff she doing. Like her and Bianca had a problem at one point in time. Then Mariah had a problem with what is her name? Sky Nine, whatever that girl name is, Nina, whatever. I don't know that damn name. But you had a problem with that girl on that show. When it came to rich dollars and all of that. Like she had a whole lot going on when it came to black women. Like she thrived within the black culture, and you know, I didn't like her on Love and Hip Hop, and now that she have morphed into this character for Baddies, I really don't like her at all, even more. Like I would have been cool if Mariah would have just went off the scene for real because she's not good for the culture. Like she's one of those people that come around us, be around us, and act like us. Yeah, she grew up in New York or whatever, and I know that's a blend of all type of cultures in New York, and New Jersey. I understand that too, but it's a fine line. You feel me? Like Mariah says nigga a lot, and people justify it and say, "Oh well, she's Puerto Rican, she's this and that." All right, but y'all have to understand, Puerto Rican is like where her family is from, but in the United States, she is considered white. So her sitting up there saying "nigger," I don't feel like I'm comfortable with her saying that. She shouldn't be saying it, and she shouldn't feel comfortable saying it. People sit there and say Biggie. They say the same thing about Biggie. Like she's Dominican and she says this and she says that. So it's kind of like a fine line. Y'all had a problem when Gretchen was on the show. People was outraged about her saying nigga. So the same outrage that people had with her, y'all should have with Mariah. And another thing is, Mariah takes stuff like a step too far. Like for example, Cîroc sitting there chilling before they do their performances or whatever. She's sitting pretty. I'm gonna put myself in Cîroc's situation. If I'm beefing with somebody and I know that we not supposed to fight, I'm gonna just come in. I'm gonna sit pretty and I'm not gonna say nothing. I'm not even entertaining nobody. So that's what she did, and I don't like the fact that Mariah was able to throw a shoe at that girl. Like security, I done seen security slap shit better on Nowadays TV versus on Zeus. Like, how y'all let this girl? That's a weapon. That heel was a weapon at the end of the day. So why would y'all allow her to throw that shoe at that girl? And then what I don't like is that y'all didn't let Cîroc get her lick back. And then you get to talking about, oh, she's too big and Mariah. Let me say this: size didn't matter at this point. Mariah knew that Cîroc was bigger than her when she threw that shoe. Mariah knew that Cîroc was bigger than her when she was talking shit online. Mariah knew that Cîroc was big when she was doing a lot of that fake pumping that she be doing with a lot of females, especially when she feel like she has somebody behind her. Now, specifically at this day for the performances, she said she was gonna chill out because Tesehki wasn't there. No, if you a real bitch and you really about that shit, why do you need backup? You know, like you need somebody to hold your hand. You need somebody to hold you back. No, like you was PC'd up, like the children say. Like I don't fuck with that. And anybody knows that if somebody was to throw a shoe at them, they would want that shit right then and there. Right then and there. Fuck a security, fuck all of that. But Cîroc, you know, I understand she was crying and stuff. She was crying because she was angry. She wasn't crying because her feelings were hurt. And Mariah sitting up there, you know, joking and making fun. And then Natalie, I can't stand in situations where Natalie should be like, nah, Mariah, you was wrong. And for real, after these performances, you need to run there with Cîroc. That's how that should have went. And you could have told Tesehki, look, you stay out of it because of the simple fact you wasn't there when the shoe was thrown, so you have no jurisdiction in nothing that's going on. Friend, no friend, she had no business doing that. You feel me? So I feel like with this episode, I feel like it was justified when Cîroc had pretty much pushed Mariah ass down to the ground. You feel me? And then Tesehki trying to jump in and all that. Like, no, don't be her bodyguard. Mariah is the same person that y'all try to portray Biggie to be. That is Mariah. Mariah is hiding behind Tesehki. At least I will say that Biggie will stand on shit if she has to. Mariah, you creating problems and then you hiding behind Tesehki. I don't fuck with that. I'm not fucking with that. So that push down was well needed. And then I also noticed something. Like you baiting this girl to come run up on you Tesehki for what? Any other time you bum rushing bitches, you feel me? You ready to throw them motherfucker, you ready to eat like you always say. Why you ain't run up on Cîroc? And then in the same breath, you telling Mariah she need to chill, she not fighting. In that moment, you should have stepped back and said, you know what, since you don't want to listen, then bitch, you get out there in the field and then you fight her. That's how the fuck that should have went. You shouldn't have got involved at all. Let her do that. You feel me? And then TT come in, her and Pressure. Y'all come in like y'all bitches about that life. You feel me? TT may have looked like she was about that life on Baddies Gone Wild with bitches that was like, you know, easy to fight. But since she been on Baddies, outside of her being on that bus, and I feel like even on that bus, she was pulling hair and shit. She may have got a couple licks in on Ivory, but we all know in open space, Ivory would have told that girl to fuck up. We already seen Pressure get tore up by Ivory. If you watch Now This TV, Pressure been getting beat up half the time she been on Now This TV. Now she done had some fights where she done won against bitches she knew she could win with. But since Pressure been on this show, she happy being the punching bag. You feel me? She said she's the favorite. You know, she's a star. Yeah, she's a star getting her ass whipped. And that's sad to see at your big age. Like, girl, you are too old. Like, I'm 38. If you around my age, you way too old to be on that show doing that. At your age, you should be on there trying to mentor some females, not on there trying to fight. What are you fighting for? Like, what the hell? And like, you talk about shit need to be organic. Well, then you should have came on Baddies with an organic storyline, not bringing some shit from another network. Just like Diamond, you and Amber, y'all bringing shit from another network to this network. Nobody cares. Half the people probably ain't even seen the shit from the other network. Like, organic mean come on the show, actually get to know people and see for yourself who you fuck with and who you don't. Like, not coming on there talking about, oh, I'm just finna fight everybody. No, that's the quickest way to get your ass jumped, kicked off the show, and not liked at all. No. Mm-mm. But yeah, y'all come in, y'all fighting, then y'all jumping. And this jumping shit on the show is hilarious because y'all supposed to be picking and choosing, especially Lex. Girl, you talking about, oh, no jumping, no jumping, but didn't we see you jumping a girl? Even though Ivory was fighting a young lady already, we seen you come over, kick the girl, and you was punching that girl too. So y'all, that was a jump. A jump was had. But you're going to sit up here and in some clips that we saw, you're going to hear Rollie talking about, no, don't jump her. Bro, at this point, the good girl image that you came on the show with is tarnished. You is diminished. You spitting and you talking about you the heavy hitter. Man, I don't understand why y'all girls be having like real life jobs, careers, shit that people right now are fighting hard to get, and y'all are throwing it away to come on Baddies. Lex, you basketball player, college grad, not understanding why you're on that show. You could have been a model. You could have did anything with your time. You got long legs, pretty face, and all that. You could have did something better than Baddies. I'm sorry. Or at least come on 1 or 2 seasons and live. Who else? Um, Diamond shouldn't even be on Baddies no more because she did what needed to be done. At this point, I feel like you just trying to keep yourself afloat and have many jobs. But I'm sorry, it's time for you to let Baddies go because they making you look crazy over there, and then you looking crazy on Now That's TV. I want you to evolve. Like, what's up with your music? Like, I need your music to do what it do. You with that record company that Meg the Stallion was with, and with that other girl that Erica Banks was with. I hope no folks don't do you dirty. They need to push your music. Like, I want to hear more music from you. I want you to go do more than what the fuck I'm saying. Um, who else? Who else? Finally, you was an officer. You feel me? Why the fuck would you leave that job to come on Baddies? You could have did something else with your time. Like, a lot of y'all girls came on the show and y'all made a brand, let people see who y'all was. Y'all could have left and let some new women come on the show. Y'all keep recycling some of the same females. They keep recycling the same storylines. It's getting to the point where we could tell when production has set something up. We could tell when Natalie is being messy. Like, the plot is dead with this show. At this point, it should be Baddies boxing. At this point, because everybody is fucking fighting about nothing. Y'all spitting, y'all macing, y'all using weapons because Tink went and got a knife. So now we doing that. Tommy coming on there with a BB gun. You know, like, somebody gonna get seriously hurt on this show. You feel me? Like, all it's gonna take is one phone call and whole production is gonna shut down. Because y'all be playing dangerous games with people and not knowing some of these people's backgrounds. You feel me? Everything that's pretty ain't cool and ain't safe. You feel me? Like, y'all still got Tommy coming on the show. And Tommy, I'm looking at you too because, babe, your resume is too high and too good for you to be lowering your standards to be on Baddies as a castmate doing what you doing now. I don't like that. If you gonna have anything to do with the Baddies brand, I feel like you need to sober up, get your shit together. You already got the money. You feel me? You got the look. You got the aesthetic, and you could pull some females. But I just don't like the tactics that you're using. And I don't like the fact that you said to Cîroc, you know, do you want a one-on-one? If she wanted a one-on-one, she could have got that with you the first episode. You feel me? She tried to get that with you. You didn't want to. You sent your girl. And your girl didn't do so well. So it's like, what is your beef with Cîroc? Like, is it you mad because she came on the show and she's likable? You feel me? Like, I don't know. Or you thought she was gonna be like Summer and get on the bandwagon with you. Like, that's some weird shit. Like, I feel like Summer is young and she's looking for a mentor, and are you mentoring her right is the question. But only we know until Summer start talking. You feel me? It is what the fuck it is. But this fucking show has lost its plot. And then I know that Lex did not duck Rick when it came to final. Now, when Fonda said she didn't want to fight, she didn't want to do nothing, you kept wanting to antagonize this girl, you didn't spit on this girl, you didn't did all that. You even said in your confessional, if a bitch spit on me, I'm going to want that with her all the time. Now that Fonda want that with you, you talk about, yeah, I got my tennis shoes on, and I'm going to be on that if I need to, but you want to be cute. No, you should have got out there and fought. You feel me? You should have fought that girl. Because why would you spit on her? If she would have spit on you, you know damn well you would have wanted it with that girl every fucking time. That's not cool. At all. You feel me? At all. Like, the shit's crazy. Y'all throwing shit. We got mace, bear mace, spraying mace on your hands. Like, cow poop, all kinds of stuff. Y'all just nasty. It's getting beyond baddie status. The shit is disgusting. The show is disgusting. It's lost its plot. At this point, Baddies Gone Wild is the only thing that's really saving that Baddies brand. And then we have Bad Boys, the reunion. We know that half of it gonna be them folks sitting there talking forever and never. Nobody cares. Once we got to the actual reunion, John cannot fight. I'm sorry, I don't care what y'all say. Y'all can hype him up, but John cannot fight. He goes in low and then he just prays for the best. That's all I'm gonna give him. And Jada, yeah, he be running his face. He gonna be running a lot of them, And then what the fuck is up with Shamar? Like, Shamar, just don't fight. Just sit pretty, and it's time to hang up whatever the fuck you doing, Shamar. Just hang it up. Like, just focus on your music. You got your teeth done. You looking good. Like, you looking healthy. Just get off of Bad Boys. Just get off of them. Banger, he gonna do his thing. I already know he is. Corey and Stace, like, they should have got that right there in the back, like, straight up. They should have got that. But the part one of that damn reunion pretty much was boring as fuck because they were doing a lot of talking. And with Aunt and Shawty, they was getting active or whatever. Natalie said she was gonna pay for who that was, Shawty's tooth. They got knocked out, you know. But I'm just waiting for the next episode because I'm ready to see some fights. And I see that Isaiah is the host, and I know he gonna ask the tough questions. So we shall see. Baddies Gone Wild, waiting on that reunion to come out. I didn't heard that Lauren done won the money, so I want to see that for myself. And the girls did post pictures of themselves after the reunion. Some people looked crazy, and some people still looked like they was untouched. So that's that. And then Atlanta, I really feel like this should be the last season of the Real Housewives of Atlanta, and I'm finna say why. I feel like adding Shamia Kelly to the show really just, I feel like, brought the brand down. And I'm finna say why. Shamia has always been like a friend to the show, so she's been in the background, even though, some scenes she has been boisterous about her opinion, but that's cool. She just like Marlo. Marlo was a friend of the show. She was boisterous. She said her opinion. She got to go on trips, That was the luxury of being a friend of the show. But I feel like when Shamia got on the show, I personally feel like that's when her and Portia's friendship first began to crack. Not because of jealousy, but because of the simple fact that Portia knew that once her friend came on the show, people were going to be in her ear, people were going to be in Shamia's ear about a lot of stuff that was being said behind the scenes that nobody really knows about, other than Shamia and Portia and the folks on the show. Us as viewers don't know shit that's going on, but we do know that Shamia and Portia have been friends for as long as this damn show has been on air. We know that they had like a division in their friendship, and a lot of people would say that's because of Phaedra. Maybe, maybe not. I feel like Phaedra and Candy played a big, huge part in Portia and Shamia because once Phaedra and Candace started beefing, it's kind of like they put Portia in the middle, and then that put Shamia on one side with Candy because she was already on side with Candy. They've been friends for a while. So it goes both ways. But I also feel like certain things shouldn't be discussed on the show. Like, for example, why bring up your moms? What was the purpose of that? Like, the moms shouldn't even be a topic of conversation on this show because neither one of your moms, hold a peach on this show. This is not the real house mothers of Housewives. This is just Real Housewives of Atlanta. Now, that's your mother's personal business. That wasn't y'all business to share. And all the years that Portia has been on the show, if that was something that Portia wanted people to know, she would have said it. And Shamia, if that was something that really happened, you would have used that around the time that Portia said the things that she said when it regarded Candy that Phaedra told her. That would have been something that you would have told as ammunition. And you didn't. And it's sad that y'all have gotten to this point where you talking about moms, y'all hitting below the belt, talking about who slept with who did what. No show, no nothing should be able to break up a friendship that was developed before this show was even in y'all path. I'm gonna keep that shit 100. Y'all was friends when both of y'all had y'all original face. Both of y'all was friends when y'all probably was sharing each other jeans, each other shirts. You feel me? Girl, let me wear your earrings. Girl, let me wear this. Let me wear that. Girl, can you do my hair? Y'all was friends like that. Just for now, y'all both holding a peach. And now y'all friendship is over with. Y'all doing interviews where you're not discussing one another. And when you do, it's not positive. Nobody should be happy to see y'all friendship the way that it has ended. Nobody. Not even the people that work with y'all. Not even y'all moms. It's sad that y'all friendship has been exploited the way that it has on national TV for everyone to see and on social media for everyone to see. Portia and Shamia both are wrong in the situation. I don't care. Feel how you feel, but they both wrong. And the people on the show that didn't hold neither one of them accountable together, y'all at fault too. And this reunion finna come, and it's just finna be a shit show. It's gonna be a lot of, oh, my mama this, my mama that, or you this, or you said this on a text message, you said this on social media. It's not gonna be no, girl, look, I'm sorry that I let this show fuck up our friendship. I'm sorry that I let these ladies fuck up our friendship. I'm sorry that I even let this shit come onto the television. I'm sorry. It won't be none of that. You know why? Because now the shit too far now. Y'all done brought Kelly on the show. Kelly been talking about for 2 seasons about her ex-husband, this child support, and all this other stuff that she talking about. Like, and then now you got Phaedra helping you. You know, like, it's a lot going on with you, girl. But you coming on the show, and Shamia, I feel like Shamia was looking for a new friend, somebody to have in her corner. And you were looking for somebody to have in your corner while you were going through what you were going through. And there ain't nothing wrong with that. But what a line should have been drawn at is, you should have never gotten involved in Portia and Shamia's beef. You have your own beef with Portia, true enough. But when you got involved and started getting in her ear about things when it come to Portia, that's you carrying a bone. And a lot of times people used to get mad at Sheree for doing shit like that. But you are the new bone collector. You and sometimes K. Michelle. Oh, but Pinky ass too. She's a bigger bone collector. She's messier though. She messy as hell. She messy to the point that she say a lot of stuff to other people, but say how she really feel in the confessional. Because I know y'all heard when they were talking to George and asking him about what did he say when it came to Shamia. Pinky made sure not to say what she really felt right then and there. She said it inside of that confessional. But then when she was with Shamia, she tried to make it seem like, yeah, you know, you were vindicated when it came to this. Man, look, that girl there, she play too much. And then she do owe Phaedra an apology because Phaedra never said you ate meat. The person that said you ate meat was Kelly. But yet somehow you still cool with Kelly. But you told Phaedra, and we seen that in the clip, that she not gonna get no apology. And then you went as far as to say why she didn't get one. And then you went to saying all type of other stuff. No, I can't respect that. I can't respect it. I don't give a damn. That shit is weird. And K Michelle, in that last episode, I don't understand why you are still talking about Black. You had like a wonderful performance where you sung like 3-4 songs. You know, you looked pretty and all that. Why the hell would you ask Drew about Black? You doing that so that you could feel what? Because you done talked about this man so many times already. We don't care no more. Like, it's starting to give that you asked for this storyline or something. Whether you say, hey, handsome, whether you know the man, it doesn't matter. You still said what you said. So, and your husband talking about he don't worry about that bullshit. Shit, well, your wife said the bullshit. It may not have been what Drew probably is making it seem, but still in all, your wife even said, yeah, I told him after performance, thank you, handsome. Come on, hold your wife accountable. And then this horse situation, I feel like it's giving all y'all mad about a horse. No man ain't bought y'all no horse. The only thing they bought y'all was a third leg that got you either a child that, you know, or gave you some type of divorce or headache. Outside of that, y'all mad about a horse. Whether she set it up or not, she had a dude that was willing to set it up with. Come on now. Y'all be mad about the stupidest shit. You know, like, and y'all talk about Drew singing. Shamia be trying to out-sing Drew, and then K Michelle, we know that you a superstar and all that, but sometimes you give pitchy too, ma'am. You know, sometimes your notes don't hit too, ma'am. So you need to stop saying the shit you're saying. You a pretty girl. You know, I love your accent. I love the way you talk. You know, I love that you stand up for yourself, but sometimes I just feel like you could give a bully too sometimes, like, with the shit that you say, the way that you act. You get loud with people, and sometimes the loudest person in the room is always, I ain't gonna say scary, but they're not always right neither. So that's what you be giving. Now, as far as what other show? What is it? Bad Boy? I mean, Mean Girls, Mean Boys. That show, I'm tired of it now. All they do is fight, 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 fight. That's all I see all day long. I'm ready for that reunion. I just started watching Coming Up Miami. So far, so good. You know, it's alright. Some people I already know from like other shows, and some people I'm just not getting familiar with. So I might do a review on that. But outside of that, y'all, I'm waiting for Baddies Gone Wild reunion. I'm waiting for the rest of Bad Boys reunion. I'm ready for them to wrap Baddies up. And when I say wrap up, like I'm really ready for them to wrap it up all together. If y'all gonna come back, don't come back with no more of them girls. Start a whole new thing with new women. Like, I don't give a damn if you go online and say you holding casting. Tell them to send in their best video. Do like Jocelyn did. You feel me? Tell them to send something, do something to show that they a baddie. And let people choose a baddie. You feel me? Let us choose the person that we want to see on the show and see what they're talking about. It's time to wrap up them girls. You didn't let them girls have that platform long enough, Natalie. Well, they should have drawn in enough revenue for them to be able to go and find other ventures. It's time to give other women a chance. If you're gonna keep the baddest stuff going, and if you're gonna come back, revamp the show to its original plot. Women trying to get the bag. You feel me? Get the bag when it comes to making money, either singing, rapping, using their talent. If you are a fashion designer and you a baddie, come on the show. If you do teeth and stuff like that, and you a dental baddie, let's go. Like, find some type of baddie that people can relate to. You feel me? Like, everybody loves to watch like a glow up story. Like, I hope that you hear this, somebody hear this, and go and pitch that and tell them Betty said y'all need to host like a live or something where people could, send their videos or whatever, and you could look at it and you could tell them, oh yeah, we want you to come in, or hey, you, or you. You could do whatever. Give somebody else a chance. Let us pick and see what they talking about, see what they bring. Because these other girls, your show is going down because you keep on bringing people on the show that don't need to be there. Like them girls from the cabaret. Y'all have enough money from Jocelyn where y'all should have been able to go and figure something out. You feel me? I'm sorry whether you like the other big Lex or not that was on Jocelyn. At least she didn't went to another network and did something else. But get off Baddies. Go figure it out. The girls that's on the show, that's been on the show past 5-6 seasons, it's time for y'all to move on. Figure it out. Somebody gonna book y'all. You just gotta promote yourself better. Get better promoters. Like the regular bad girls need to, like, y'all need to pop y'all shit. Like, we miss y'all. Like the millennials, we miss seeing all of the bad girls. But this new generation, they like the baddies. So y'all need to put it together, make it make sense. That's how I must put that. And that Tesehki show, that new show she coming out with, y'all could go ahead on and pull the plug on that. We don't want to see that. We don't care. Like, the intro was so boring to me. It's supposed to grab your attention. That shit was so boring that I just swiped and just said, fuck it. Nobody cares. She's boring. She brings nothing to the show outside of her fighting. And yeah, she dressed nice. But I'm tired of hearing that song, bitch, you know I eat. I'm tired of hearing that. Do we have anything else new? I don't have nothing else on her. But look, y'all, that was it for this episode. Like, I'm gonna keep it short. It wasn't nothing long. But that's how I feel about baddies. I really feel like the spitting shit is fucked up. I really feel like they need to let them girls fight head up. Stop all the jumping. You feel me? I feel like Cîroc should be able to fight Mariah because y'all letting pressure fight little bitty bitches. And stop being mad at Ivory for coming in and sneaking pressure when she be sneaking people. Like, it's too much weird shit going on the show. And I feel like y'all need to get rid of some of them girls or get rid of all them girls and start over. But until then, y'all, I'ma see y'all. Peace out.